M. Fletcher Brown with another artist video blog, kicks96country.com, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, by way of, well, Nashville, because he's more or less from Nashville. Please welcome for his very first visit to Kicks 96, Ben Calhoun. Ben, how are you, man?
Fletcher, thanks for having me, man.
Man, thanks for coming down. I know you didn't have to travel far. I mean, you're originally from what, Franklin, Tennessee? Yeah. So you're just right there.
Yeah, we just love the rain, so we had a nice little stroll down up through, let's see, Lawrenceburg, and then we stopped off at Lawson's outdoor store and met the owner. 55 years, so stopped by Lawson's. We loved it.
See, that's how we do. See, down here in this area of the country, you know, it's like, because, I mean, he's just like less than 2 hours north of us.
Yeah.
You know, like when we're traveling, it's like, we're going to stop these little places.
Yeah.
Right?
In fact, we always look for them. My mom's with me and our little girl live, and we're like, what other pawn shop? We saw Sally's Attic on the way, and it wasn't open, and I'm like, oh, man, that stuff looks great. We try to find gun stores. And
this artist video blog brought to you by Sally's Attic.
I'm sure she'd love that. Hi, Sally.
All right, so now you, obviously being, you know, Tennessee boy, you got roots in country music, you know, you grew up living the life.
Yeah.
Your first foray into music, though, was with a contemporary Christian band.
Yeah, in fact, you can still hear Citizen Way. It's still an active group. I have another song coming out next month. We've been in Christian music on Christian radio for 12, 13 years.
Wow.
And, you know, a couple number ones and all that kind of stuff. But I grew up in Christian music, in country and classic rock, and Mom and Dad grew me up on James Taylor and the Doobie Brothers and the Eagles and
all the good stuff.
Yeah. I fell in love with Brad Paisley on a tour when I was 19, and The Nervous Breakdown came out and was on an album, and I just like, what? Because I'm a guitar player. So, but I fell in love with Garth Brooks when I was probably 6th, 7th grade on his Greatest Hits album, the one with the flag on his face. You know? I just devoured that record. And then, you know, like Vince Gill, High Lonesome Sound. I love that record. And so the 90s was definitely my jam. And so I make a lot of records for other artists. I run a little record label called General Records. You might have had Luke Kelly here before. Might be playing his song, but we did his first single. So I grew up in all kinds of music, but I'm most well known in Christian music. But there's just so much I can't say in Christian music. Yeah. But I can in country music. So that's why I'm
Well, I was going to ask you, you know, since you brought it up, what would you say fundamentally for you as an artist, as a songwriter, as a performer, fundamentally the difference for you between country music and contemporary Christian music?
Well, Christian music is solely based on the lyric, right? But, you know, it's a narrow window of what you can say these days. Not because it's illegal, it's just it won't, you know, you're writing for Sunday morning. Yeah. That's what you're writing for these days. The singer-songwriter really, it's not as prevalent as it used to be. So, and having been a singer-songwriter for so long, I just had so many songs that I didn't have an outlet for unless it was in country, and I've been writing those songs. For every Christian song I've written, I had 20 more that fit great in that world, you know? And so I just kept holding on to them, and I came off the road in 2019 when Liv was born because I wanted to be a good dad, and you can't raise a family on the road. No. You know, and I missed a lot of my older girls growing up, so I'm like, you know, I'm just going to shift gears here. And I basically, in some ways, abandoned my career, saying if I can't go back or if I don't go back because I'm at home, I'm okay with that. So
I love that. I love that.
You know, my family comes first, and so, but these songs kept gnawing at me. You know, I wrote Daddy's Home 8 years ago with my brother and our friend Brian, and it's a true story, you know. And my mom and dad did a good job of raising us. My mom's here, you know, and Dad showed up to all my baseball games, and Mom played for all my recitals, and I want to do the same for my kids, and so that's what we do. And that was the song, and it was natural. It's a real story, and it had a home in country music, and I'm like, you know, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful song. It's your current single, Daddy's Home.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Somebody hasn't heard the single yet. What is the story in the song?
Well, it's me as a kid, you know, waiting in the driveway, waiting for Dad to come home, and we'd play ball. And then me on the road in the second verse, I'm the dad, but I'm gone all the time touring, which is a true story. I mean, we'd be gone for weeks at a time, a month at a time, whatever, 5 weeks. And I'd miss all those little moments in my little girl's life, our older ones. And it just kills you. as a parent, you want to be home for those things.
Yeah.
Those first moments, they're priceless, and they only happen once. And so I was missing too many of them, and I just remember thinking, there's nothing I would be willing to say, no good career move that would be worth replacing those little first moments of my girls. And so then the third verse is about our grandpa, and he, fought in World War II. He, my mom's dad, and he was a good man. And so I have this history of lineage of good men in our family to know how to be a great dad myself. So I wanted to honor them and tell the story that's real in our family. And so I just learned a long time ago, the best advice I ever got was write what you know. And that's what I know.
Man, that's beautiful. Ben Calhoun is our guest. His single is Daddy's Home. Outside of being a songwriter, you're actually also a book writer. Didn't you write like a children's book?
I did. In fact, I wrote this song when my girls were little. Savannah's our middle daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And so every night when I'm putting them to bed, they'd try on all of their princess dress, pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
And so to pass the time, I wrote this little book. So I was going to give it to you today as a thank you.
Oh, yay.
My college roommate did all the illustrations. So this is actually a song you can hear.
There you go. It's like Savannah's pajamas.
Yeah. So
and
it's a song.
I've got a granddaughter who's like 7 months old right now.
Perfect.
So in less than a year, I'll be reading this to her.
Yeah. This is also a song, so it actually teaches kids how to read if they want to just listen along to the song and follow along in the book.
Absolutely,
that's the idea. I love books. I'd rather get my kids off the iPad and phones. The things like this is tangible. Mm-hmm. You can touch it. It's like the old CDs you used to buy or tapes or whatever. I wanted to read the liner notes and smell it and take the packaging. So it's my attempt to do that.
Absolutely. So Savannah's Pajamas is the book, and it looks great. I can't wait to read it to my granddaughter. The single is Daddy's Home. If you want to hear it, make sure you call us at Kicks 96. We'll be happy to play it for you. Now, Ben, if somebody is looking for you online, where do they find you?
BenCalhoun.com or citizen-way.com, either one.
All right. And, of course, social media?
Yeah, of course you can go there. And if you want to email me, you can bring my family, maybe your church or your house. We do home concerts too, but I actually bring my girls with me. Oh, wow. And we tell family stories and do songs. And, if it's Sunday morning, we'll lead some old hymns. And just email me, ben@bencalhoun.com.
Man, that's great. You're going to love, if you get on his Facebook page, there's plenty of pictures of like his family, his girls, just being a family and just looking great. And it's really, really cool to see that. I mean, obviously, being an artist is you yourself become a brand. And so your social media tends to be just pushing that brand out all the time. And it's like, it's me on stage, it's me on the tour bus, it's this and that.
Yep.
But very rarely do you ever get really good, solid looks at the artist being a human being.
That's a great point. And I just don't care about all that other stuff. I've lived that for so long. I've had plenty of accolades. I don't care.
I love it. That's the best place to be, too.
I just don't care. I would rather elevate other people, especially my girls who are way cooler than me. And my wife, and she hates being on stage, but she does it because she loves our family and it's helpful to people. And so as a family, we're way more powerful than I could ever be on my own. So that's why we do it.
All right. Well, Daddy's Home is a single. We'll play it for you. Kicks on 6. You want to hear it? Ben, thanks for coming and visiting us, man.
Yeah, you're welcome, Fletcher.
Right.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Look for a live performance from Ben Calhoun elsewhere here on our YouTube channel, and we'll see you next
Yeah,
time.
there's nothing like the
Artist
door
video
when
blog.
you realize that you're looking at forever when you look in their eyes, and no matter what, it's gonna be alright now, yeah, 'cause Daddy's home.